one that brought back to the lab volume 1, 2 and 3. Even if you brought all 3, better still. But right now this is volume 4.
I'm just gonna give you Frisco, like hardcore Frisco, you get what I'm saying? People that like Frisco from back to lab 1, I'm just gonna give you that, but better. I'm just gonna give you the nowadays version of back to lab volume 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever. I'm just gonna give you the 2012 version. Or whatever time we're in, I'm gonna give you for that time, what's been going on. That's what you're gonna get.
Right, so we are here in the castle, Frisco himself, all or nothing.
Yeah.
We are gonna go all the way back to the start.
Roddy told me putting my Roddy so she made a blink.
Yeah, it's Big Frisco. And right now, if we got the man them, you done know. None of them are dark like me, yeah? Big, dirty, stinking. And I'm a brown skin. So how about that? Alright, if they're too dark, I'm gonna start lighting them up. Let me light them up. How could you tell me I ain't done nothing for the scene? My question is, can you do more? Always ready, I'll bet you a score. You're not sure like Joshua Gabor, and I don't wanna clash none of these MCs. Even though I know I got lyrics galore. Lyrically Frisco's going on raw, and I ain't satisfied with couple bills or a couple bags. Nah, me I want more.
What's like the first music you really listened to that made you want to MC?
Probably a mix between like hip hop and bashment, ragga kind of thing. Cause before, I think the first UK based music was jungle for me basically.
Ain't you jungling guy?
But before jungle, it would have been hip hop and a bit of ragga. We used to call it ragga back then. Nice, or bashment or dancehall. Because they were the only two kind of MC based music that I knew of. You know what I mean? And like, you know, you hear like a certain rapper or a certain dancehall artist say a lyric that you like and you learn it. Like they were the first type of genres of music that I listened to people and learned their lyrics. You know what I'm saying? And then obviously jungle came.
Hey, I say Reno, you say no, Reno.
And then garage.
3, 1.
And then grime.
What? I'll be there in a second.
What sort of artists would you have been like a fan of when you were young?
I think the first, because I used to buy singles, I couldn't afford to buy albums. Remember, you could buy singles like CDs and cassettes.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? CDs and cassettes. I used to just go to a record shop and buy a single because half the time I didn't like the whole album anyway. So I would just.
And that was when you couldn't hear the whole album before.
Exactly.
Do you remember when Outprice brought us in listening stations?
Yeah.
Like you just sitting there and just listen to
the whole album and then go bounce. You don't need to buy it anymore. I know about all that still. Artists wise, I'd say hip hop would have been like Tupac, Biggie, Nas, Mobb Deep. At that time, Wu-Tang as well. A lot of West Coast, because I used to listen to a lot of West Coast stuff like Snoop, Dogg Pound, Dr. Dre, that type of, because I used to love that West Coast sound as well. And the dancehall side was just like, who was big at them times? Who was like Shabba, Bounty Killer, Beanie Man, Ninja Man. You get what I'm saying? Because I used to watch the stage shows.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Because that's what, like, if I'm honest, that's what I slightly pattern my, when I'm doing a live show, I kind of watch them man there. I used to watch them man and see how they you know, conduct themselves on stage, how they control the crowd, how they hype up which part of the lyric to jump up and down to, which part to just stand still and let them hear what you're saying. I got that from the dancehall artists.
I just want to know, who's having a good time right now? Who knows about Boy Better Know? Alright, we're good. Selector, anytime you're ready, you know, because we're just going to vibes and have some fun tonight. It's Big Frisco in the place. Yeah. Big up all the crew around the front, around the sides, around the back. Okay. Listen. Outside my family inside. Outside WrightyMedia. There. Outside Danny B. Outside Josh. Hey.
When it comes to live performances, they've got so much energy, and
obviously there's a very, very rich history in terms of the large stage show performance of the Jamaican music.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of artists that are involved in grime today have a family history within music. Guys like Footsie, Wiley, Flowdan, Stormy involved, sort of had members of their family involved in music. Is anyone in your family involved in music directly, or?
Not really. Not really. I've had uncles, cousins, and that do like sound, like they got like back then they used to call it a sound, but we'd call it over here. We'd call it like maybe a crew, but like selecting, not a crew where you've got an MC, you've got a host, you've got a DJ, and you've got a selector that selects the tunes for the DJs to play, and they just go to raves and whatever, play out and whatever. It's kind of like what Heartless Crew used to do back in the day, before they were like MCs and that. So I had a few cousins and a few uncles that used to do that kind of stuff, but no one. Actually, I had an MC. I had an uncle that was an MC that used to be on Rude FM.
Okay.
And back in the day when, like, to get on Rude FM was a big thing.
Rude FM was one of the very big drum and bass stations of that time. Really. You had Cool FM and Rude FM. If you were on those stations,
exactly,
you were of a rankings.
Exactly. So but as I said, that wasn't anything. That was like jungle days, innit? So since that, it's just me, lone soldier in my family, trying to. You get me, make this music thing work still. Right now we're just in the studio with big boy producers Mode Step. Yeah, I'm working on a track for the upcoming album called Evolution Theory, so look out for that. Just putting my verse down on this track now. Still sounding banging still, so look out for that. Big up Jammer and D-Power in the future as well. Yeah, man. So big things popping. Stay tuned.
Big SSL, the big boy. You saying, Josh? The man behind the music, the genius. You're camera shy. You only do videos when you're drunk, innit?
Yeah, exactly.
Big up Josh. Super genius. Let's see what's going on for the vocal now.
From as long as I remember, I've always had music on my agenda. #1 contender. Lyrical skeng around the mic centre. Fam, I used to listen to Cool FM, Black Market and Stevie Hyper. Them time there I was a moped rider. Couple years later, lyrical sniper. I was a raver, me and the man them raving. Everywhere, going on hurrying. Heartless pay as he goes, so solid. To be an MC, I was also on it. After years of determination, I'm part of a well-known organisation. Undefeated, no other team ain't fucking with a boy, better no formation. Out of this world, I'm an alien. Me on my papers adjacent. I was broke, everybody loved me, get paid. Now man, I hating is blatant. I'm sick, understatement. Me and Jamek put work in the basement. Used to have one pair of beat up night. Now I got countless trainers.
Smash it! Smash it!
You say that can't work?
Yeah, work in the basement. Are you dumb? You get me? Mode step, boy, better no link up.
I'm gonna bring you in. So I'm assuming, obviously, as a young kid, you were growing up in the jungle days, tape packs and what have you, but you probably weren't old enough to get into a lot of the raves and sort of the mid-90s era. So maybe would it have just been garage that you'd have started to really start going out to music that's sort of our music?
Yeah. Do you know what? The first rave I went to was probably a jungle rave. Well, it was a jungle rave, but I caught it, like, as I said, age-wise, I was young them times, so I couldn't really go to certain places, you get what I'm saying, but I caught a few, like there was Cool School and a couple other stuff that was like for under 18s, but then still had all the big MCs and DJs playing there. So that was at that time that's as good as it got. Then I got a bit older, started getting out and going to have a little jungle raves and whatever not. But then the garage thing came through, and then it was air for everything else. When garage first came, it was like, I don't know, man, the hype that garage had when it first came, undeniable, bro. No one could ever tell you that they didn't like garage. People that didn't used to listen to garage, they used to call it garage. And even they say, yeah, that garage tune was heavy, man. Like, I don't listen to garage, but yeah, man, that song can work. House and garage, that's what they used to call it. I used to say, nah, man, it's garage, but yeah, I hear you still, you get me.
Now that was obviously the tail end of garage is when the MC started getting a lot more prominence.
Exactly.
You had what actually were crews coming through, and it was really sort of, aside from the jungle MCs that were spitting lyrics back in the day, even then still the DJs were the star. But towards the tail end of garage is when the MC started becoming the artists that people were following. You know, you had obviously So Solid, Heartless Crew, Pay As You Go. Was that when you thought, I want to do this? Is that the sort of time that you thought?
Do you know what? I started MCing properly in jungle days. Okay. That's what I first started MCing to. I used to listen to jungle, I used to listen to Skipper D, Shabba, Det, Hyper D, all those type of guys, and because it was fast as well, because we weren't used to hearing people spit so fast. That's what caught me. I was like, right, what's this? This is sick. Alright, cool. Started writing lyrics, patterning myself off of them guys, because they were definitely the forefront of the whole MCing thing. Like, anyone at that time that knew about MCing, that liked MCing, would have had to said one of those guys that I mentioned to you. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, but then at that time I didn't really see the music thing I didn't see it like as a career. I always wanted to do music, I knew I always wanted to MC, but I didn't see it as, right, you could possibly be one of the biggest artists or part of the biggest collective in the UK. You get what I'm saying? I never really saw that possible. I just saw it as a hobby. I liked MCing. I used to go to school with my Walkman in, with little tapes that I recorded on my little boom box.
So with the
wire up my sleeve and do that. You get what I'm saying? So you know about all of that, you get me? But yeah, when the garage came, and obviously you had people like CKP, Creed, all of those guys, even still then, because they were like MC hosts. Do you get what I'm saying? So even then I was like, nah, I don't know, man. But then when I heard So Solid, Heartless and Pay As You Go, that's when I thought, right, I'm on this thing.
That's mine. Heartless Crew, we bought the whole shop.
Oh, it's the paper boy, I'm in effect directly from the LONE3, check it out, step it up.
These guys that opened the door, like for like the younger, because remember, like the MCs were still grown men.
Big men, yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So Solid, Heartless, Pay As You Go, they were repping for like the youth man them on the roads.
And it was it was really representing the culture as well.
Yeah,
as well.
Yeah,
because, you know, the way they dressed,
everything,
the slang that they used,
everything. Yeah,
it was, and obviously you had this new sound as well that was completely ours.
Exactly, and that's when it started moving a little bit away from garage and started getting a bit darker. And like I could just remember watching Top of the Pops and seeing So Solid 20 strong on stage, and I'm thinking, hold on, this is at the time when no one weren't like we were just about getting bookings at raves, much less being on TV. Like no one's videos weren't getting played them times. It was dead for everyone, bro. You get what I'm saying? There was certain people that were doing stuff, but if you weren't signed or you weren't like had a big, your dad was some next big star, or you get what I'm saying, it weren't really happening for you. But there, as I said, Heartless, Pay As You Go, So Solid, they kind of switched it up. And then when they switched it up, that's when everyone else jumped on it and said, right, all the other producers started coming out the woodworks and started making, it was like grime, it was like garage, but it was just like a darker kind of garage, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, because I mean, you think of the music that was being made then. I mean, I can even go back to 97, 98 and listen to like 4/4 records, 2-step records, but then you've got tracks like Melody by Master Steps, which sort of sounded completely different to everything else that's out there. And then when So Solid are coming out and they're making Dilemma, Whoa, Oh No, tracks like that, you can start hearing that it's a new sound. It might be sort of the same tempo, but it's definitely a new sound. More space for people to start saying
stuff. Exactly. That's when they started making more MC based songs.
Yeah, rather than spitting your 16 in the
little breakdown part, because that's how the garage MCs used to do it. Like you'd have a vocal, and the vocal 9 times out of 10 it's got someone singing on it, and it's a big tune, but you just want to spit over it, but you can't because they're singing. DJs used to switch for that. They're mixing when you're on radio, you're trying to spit, and you're spitting over the woman singing, and they're looking at you like, what are you doing? So like you have to wait for an 8 bar, so you might just get an 8 bar off the tune. You get me? And you might have a 16 bar you want to sing. Right now, certain times I'll just get an idea for a lyric and I just stop, park up and write the bar. Right now, fucking trying to remember a bar that I just wrote. It's just pissing me off. I didn't save it, it's just pissing me off. It's such a life. Yes. In the iPhone, yeah, and you're gonna hear what it's gonna sound like when I get to the studio, and I'm gonna record it and possibly shoot a freestyle video today. So, yeah.
Like if there was like one tune, yeah, what you could send someone to go and listen to find out the most stuff about Frisco, what would it be? What tune would that be?
Pride on my album.
Yeah.
Pride. If you listen to Pride, anyone that knows me that hears that song, they always say, yeah man, that tune sums you up in one. It's on Fully Grown. Listen to that song there, that it kind of sums me up. If you don't know me and you want to get to know me a bit more beyond the lyrics, listen to that song, listen to Pride, My Pride.
Wicked.
And that song there will give you a quick lowdown on Frisco, you get me?
See.
But lyric wise, that's a hard one, man. I've got so much, and I mean, like if we're talking in terms of party lyric, then it would have to be I Come True Like What Is It On? Because anytime I say that lyric, obviously it's a mad thing. that, and you know the good thing about that tune, yeah? It wasn't a thing where, like, Skepta done his verse and then sent the track over to me and then I went to studio and because remember, you see the original Too Many Man tune, it was on a different beat. It was on a different beat that Jamie made. It was a sick beat, but it was just a sick beat. It wasn't a hype sick beat. So Skeppy went back in the studio, remade it, and hyped it up, made it into more of a dancey kind of vibesy thing. You get what I'm saying? So the finished version that you heard, we already had a different version ages before that, and we knew that the tune was going to be a hit. We actually knew. I'm not even going to say that. I'm just saying it. We knew it was going to be a hit for it. We were just biding our time. But when I first wrote the lyric, I don't think I knew the lyric was gonna. Right. I thought the lyric was gonna be one of them things where other MCs like it, because you know certain MCs like lyrics, like another MC's lyric. You got certain MCs that are MCs. I thought it might have been one of those type of lyrics, because I just kept it kind of, because it was like a dancey kind of tune. I tried to keep it, tried to keep the lyric hard as well. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But because I was going at the end in it, so I said, yeah, boom, 16 bar for me, please. Because everyone else had 8. So I said, yeah, 16 bar for me, please, if I'm going at the end. And if you clock a lot of like 8 bar tunes that I've been on, I've been at the end. And I've asked to be at the end. Not even just to get a 16, but to have an impact. Because a lot of tunes don't get played all the way to the end. Radio stops. So you gotta know what you're doing in it. So if you write a verse that's they have to play the whole song. You get what I'm saying? So that's what angle I was going with. But I thought when I first wrote it and I was vibing and I got to Hotel, pop off the phone, then it's on with it, and I was thinking, right, this is a little cool vibe. You get me? So yeah, I knew from that, and then obviously when I done the verse, Skeppy went back and then like chopped up the beat like on my part of the song and made it a bit more jump up. You get what I'm saying? So from that I thought, right, you know what, this is mad. And then I think it was the first rave we played at as a Heartless Crew rave or something like that. We had was it a Heartless Crew rave? I think it was, you know. We played it and it was just shutting down every rave. This is before people even knew what it was. And it was just shutting down raves. I was thinking, fuck, this is a lot. Then when we done the video, it just got even bigger after that.
It's interesting that how technology plays back into all this, because you made 2 points I want to go back to. The first one was at the Top of the Pops thing you said. Nowadays, if you're not signed, if you don't know someone in the industry or whatever, you can still put your video on YouTube. You can possibly get your stuff on Flavor and AKA. Like, the doors are not closed. But when you get to a certain that Top of the Pops isn't there anymore. So you can't really be certified like that. Like, if you were on Top of the Pops, you're famous now.
Definitely.
That's it. So that's not really there anymore. But on the other side, it's a lot easier to come through because there's so many platforms. So it's really changed a lot.
Definitely.
And the other point I want to make as well about the technology. You remember, I think it was face-off phones, 3310s, where you could compose your own ringtones.
And you could change the cases of it.
But you could compose your own ringtone.
Yeah.
And do you remember, like, swapping the codes to make all them tunes, like, as your ringtones, like Wookiee, Noe, and then later on Eskimo and then Creeper and those sort of tunes. It was like the music being made at those times, the melodies and the riffs were so strong that they could just stand up as little blips and blops, and you'd know the tune straight away. The
thing, that's a funny thing, what you're talking about, I was going to say the same thing. You see, like with those ringtones, especially with the type of phone, because them phones couldn't, like, it's not like an iPhone where you could actually hear the whole song. Them phones were polyphonic. That's the word I was looking for. Polyphonic. And it's just the main riff out of the tune, but you know exactly what tune it is.
The riffs were that strong, you knew straight away, and that was really powerful, man. And it indirectly it made the music spread quite far out there.
Definitely.
And it gave it a more musical sense, which I think possibly might have sort of got lost in the transition between that and some of the grime that we're making now.
It did, because that's another point I wanted to make as well. You see, with the grime, there was actually a point where I didn't even like grime. Like, I liked it, but I can't say I didn't like grime. I could say that there was a stage where I didn't like the tunes that were getting put out.
What sort of time period are we talking?
It was quite early,
okay.
And it was just like, I don't know, it just had like a bootleg kind of sound feel to it. Like you would hear one big tune, like Wiley might put out an Eskimo tune or whatever, put out Ice Drink or something, then you would hear like 10 bootlegs of it, like, and it's just like, it don't even sound like music, it just sounds like noise. At that time, I was like, nah man, I can't spit to this. Like, I've got to spit to some 140. I'm hearing
playing backwards and
forwards, bad noises and just sound.
You couldn't tell if the record skipped or if it was.
Or not, yeah. Like you're spitting, you're thinking, right, I've gone off. Like, what is this? You get what I'm saying? And then it started to, a bit of quality control started to come in. You started to get a bit more rhythm, a bit more melody, vocalists, singers. You get what I'm saying? People were spitting about concept, because remember at that time it was just one-liners, trying to get a reload, a hype lyric, crack your skull.
My favourite,
all of that.
It's funny that you mentioned that. My favourite line that every MC used to have was at the end of their 4-bar, and they'd say, "And again."
And again, yeah, that.
You can't be bothered to write an 8-bar, write a 4 and spit it twice.
Yeah. But yeah, that's one of like one of the biggest patterns in grime, because it's not even just grime. It's every music.
Yeah.
Every genre of music, every artist. There comes a time. It's just phases that people go through. Do you get what I'm saying? And at that time, to say "and again" after your 4-bar was the lick.
Yeah.
And to say, look, listen, like before you come in, that you get what I'm saying, before you say your bar, like for some reason everyone used to say it, everyone. But that was just a phase that we went through, innit? Like, obviously now everyone's found, like, got a bit more individuality. They found their own kind of path, their style, what sounds good, what their voice can handle. Do you get what I'm saying? Because remember before, a lot of people used to just shout as well.
Yeah.
It was a lot of shouting going on.
You go back and listen to a lot of the, not just the artists, I'll call them artists, that, you know, #1 selling artists that are out now that you'd have heard. You go back to listen to their stuff 04, 03 sort of times, they sound very, very, very different. Very different.
And that's one thing, not to blow my own trumpet or anything, but I listen to music of myself from, what can I say, I've got furthest back, probably back to the lab 1.
I can beat that.
Murder Mixtape I've got, but not, I've got it but I haven't got it, if you got me.
Yeah.
But even then, even the songs on Murder Mixtape, I kind of still sound the same.
Yeah.
I've never sounded, like, my voice might be a bit deeper, or but lyrically I'm better now. But voice wise and how
delivery and style and pattern.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's definitely noticeable.
Yes, what's popping? So today Jammer's getting his first tattoo, yeah. This is gonna be so funny. We've got to document it. And this is like exclusive behind the scenes business. Let's go.
Kind of nuts.
Cool, man.
Good, yeah?
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah, boy. Hold on. Why are you getting it so high though? No, that's alright.
He told me if I want to get the rest of the arm done, I've got more space.
Oh yeah. True stories.
Yeah.
This gonna be in the video.
Yeah.
Damn, take off your hat, take off your glasses, bro, man. How the man you get in your face, bro? What kind of sunglasses and hat you dealing with, bro? Nah, bro, come, man. Bro, take off your sunglasses, bro. Jammer. Alright, look at me though, alright, look at me though. Alright, look at me though. No, look at me. It's mine, huh? 19 hours on my right arm. Don't make it more, don't make it more, don't make it more. It's alright, innit?
Yeah, that's normal.
It's normal, isn't it?
That's it, I'm in.
You're in.
in now, you're in. It's not that bad, is it, John? I'm in, that's it.
Now I'm in bed with a wife and all I can think about is how much I'm in love with a needle. Funny noises at night in my house and it sounds like Resident Evil. New tattoo on my chest, so when I wear V-necks I rep my people. I'm a true Nigerian, let me put some more Bapanthen on my eagle. London City on my belly, I'm facing my fears. 24/7 I'm getting inked up, them niggas are thinking of ideas. I'ma take this pain until I pass out or I shed some tears. Doing it then, doing it now, doing it again, I'll be doing it for years. Sexy.
Yeah. So they thought I was gonna stop at 3. But the fans said they wanted more. So I came back and gave them back to the lab 4. Calm.